All pods in what? So today with a single cluster, yes, you can already. If we're talking about multi-cluster deployments, there are a couple different deployment topologies for Istio that work. And one of the newer ones that I think IBM has been kind of the main driver behind is this idea of central Istiod, which would be one Istio deployment that would control the sidecars in a bunch of different clusters.
That's actually now called external Istiod.
Oh, is it now external Istiod, not central Istiod? Sorry, the name changed too fast.
Changed last week. You got to get on it.
Oh man, getting behind.
Behind
In
the
general,
times, Zach.
there's so I just to add like a little bit. So like yes, that is technically possible. I will say that from Tetrate's perspective, we don't recommend that any of our customers do that because we put a strong emphasis on aligning the failure domains in your system with the components of these deployments. And so in particular, what we say is you probably want one Istio control plane per Kubernetes cluster because that Kubernetes cluster represents multiple different failure domains in your system, a network failure domain, a compute failure domain, and probably most importantly, it represents a configuration domain. And so if we can align Istio with those, that means that hopefully we can make that whole unit fail as a unit that gives us better properties for our system as a whole and makes it easier to reason about.
Yeah, and I'll add that we designed the way that the control planes can work to sort of spread the, go across the whole spectrum, right? So you can run a single one across an entire huge mesh, or you can run one per cluster as sort of the most fine-grained. Actually, you can run multiple per cluster if you really need to, because we have different revisions even. I think that there's probably a sweet spot in the middle somewhere, depending on your needs for availability versus your willingness to pay the cost and keep them all up to date and configured and sort of, you know, best practice is definitely not to have a single one because of the single failure domain, but then, you know, you could have regional, you could have per cluster. There's lots of options.
Yeah, and you have to trade off. And basically one of the fundamental trade-off you're making here is runtime availability versus the administration that you have to do outside of the system.